If you're looking for a 4x4 trail close to Denver with a little bit of challenge and a lot of view, Kingston Peak might be just for you. Just keep your eyes out for the elusive Lomie. Welcome to Journey Beyond Overland, the place where adventures begin. My name is Chris, and along with my husband Bill and our dogs Rue and Rourke, we love driving all over this country in search of beautiful views and challenging drives. And today, we're going to try our hand at Kingston Peak. But first, we need some coffee for now and some coffee for later. This is a dispersed camp spot along Forest Service Road 332.1, also known as P-Wink Road. There are plenty of camp spots available along this particular road, but it also can get very busy, so don't be surprised if you've got to drive a little while before you find one that's open. Our route that morning included about 10 miles of the peak-to-peak highway through Nederland, Colorado, and when we stopped, I noticed this place across the street from the gas station, and of course, I had to stop and check it out. Comparison. Well, you can't really get a comparison that way. Good morning, I'm Chris with Journey Beyond Overland. We are here in Colorado for another day of trails. Trying to kind of level up as we go so we can acclimate, because Ohio's not exactly a high elevation destination. We went to Coney Flats and Middle St. Vrain yesterday and then camped a little over 8,000 feet again. Now today we are headed towards Kingston Peak. Hopefully it won't be quite as rough as it was yesterday. It's rated at a level 4. We'll see what we see, and then we're gradually working our way south. I think the intent tomorrow is to try and get down to Redcone, but today I hope you'll join us on Kingston Peak. Thanks for coming along. What did you want to say, Bill?
Said I was going to tell everyone that we're at almost 9,000 feet and it's 42 degrees. So balmy. I got my shorts on though.
You do have your shorts on. I was kind of questioning that decision this morning, but I'm not the one wearing shorts, so I guess it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, right? But I only brought so many long pants to wear, so I gotta be conservative.
It's September. We can still see snow on top of the mountains. What are you thinking?
There it is.
Yes, here. You can kind of see the snow right out there in front of us. 42 degrees or not, we still needed to stop and air down when we hit Mammoth Gulch Road.
Picture of our slow water leak.
Why do they want to advertise we probably have a slow water leak?
Just to show the drama of the trip.
There's always something going on, isn't there? That's what happens when you do a fancy water system instead of just bringing 5-gallon jugs. It's a lot easier, but we also have a little bit of water sitting right there, and it's leaking from the connection to the tank.
Disappointing.
It is disappointing because I think he just fixed it before we left.
Part of it, but it's not totally fixed. I think there's a couple problems with fittings is the problem.
Yep.
If I try to crank it anymore, I think it's going to break. I'm just going to have to replace it.
That would be bad. There are 3 main gravel and dirt roads that'll take you to the northern approach to Kingston Peak. One of them is a challenging trail over Yankee Hill and Mosquito Creek. The other 2 are easy roads, one called Elk Park and the other Mammoth Gulch. Mammoth Gulch winds its way through the Roosevelt National Forest with views west, looking out towards the James Peak Wilderness. Mammoth Gulch Road is only about 3.5 miles long, and where it ends, you can either choose to go left over Elk Park, or you can go straight up the road towards Kingston Peak. The road here does get a little bit narrower and a lot rockier, but it definitely is no less scenic. We are now up on the Kingston Peak trail. Just starting up it. It did get a little more narrow than the original trail we were coming in with Mammoth Gulch or something like that. But I mean, you've got just the views for miles and miles. We're probably at about 10,500 feet. Right up to over 12. It's a beautiful day, picture perfect day. This meadow is almost up to 10,800 feet. Not quite, but pretty darn close. And you'll notice there's a little bit of camping in this area, but so many people have been driving off trail here that camping has become greatly limited. Soon after this meadow, you're going to find a trail to the left. That left, if you take it, goes down to Yankee Hill. But going straight, we're going to go up towards Kingston, past a couple of old mines. And that's, I think, where the trail's going to start in earnest.
Sometimes the waves, they keep on crashing in. Sometimes the rain, it never seems to end. I'll be alright, my friend, if you stay by my side. Sometimes our worries get the best of us. Sometimes the hardest we try's not enough. All will be well as long as you stay by my side. You help me take this weight off my shoulders. Always run my way when I call you. You're the anchor I'm holding tight on to.
The dogs are very over this.
Very bouncy.
You are my home away from home. I wonder if the sun will shine. Some days I pray for just a ray of light. Come take my hand and tell me you'll stay by my side.
This is kind of steep.
Look how rocky.
What's your inclinometer say?
Some days I feel like
That's not bad.
Probably driveway.
Some days I feel I'm barely holding on. All will be well as long as you stay by.
What's the inclinometer say now?
15.
I figured it was a little more. It looks like you're a little sideways out the window.
Yep.
And I bet all of this looks flat, and it is not. You'll notice I'm not getting out and filming much. Normally I would, but we are now at 11,995 feet or somewhere in there. We're headed to 12,000. I have Ohio moments, so I'll do some here and there, but sometimes I gotta take a break. Wow, I think we just came to the top of the world.
Off my shoulders, always run my way when I call you. You're the anchor I'm holding tight on to. You help me find my way when I'm searching, brighten up my day when I'm hurting. You're the anchor I'm holding tight on to. You are my home away from home. Home away from home. Home away from home. Home away from
The Kingston Peak Trail is about an 8-mile long point-to-point trail. both on X and trails off-road, rated about a level 4, which means you're not going to find any seriously large obstacles here, but you definitely are going to find a lot of rocky and rough road. The thing that struck me most about standing outside and filming Bill as he drove by was the absolute silence that wrapped around me as I gazed out over the world. I have a feeling this is really going to be hard to convey on video because this place is just so open and so immense. And you're probably looking at me walking through here and thinking, oh, it just looks like a big field. It's not. This is tundra. Please make sure when you're driving up here that you don't drive off trail. There are plenty of places where they've told people don't drive off trail and they still do it, and it's just horrible. And you tear up this land and it's just beautiful, and they'll close it if we're not careful. So don't do it. There's really no need to. It's so beautiful by itself. I mean, here, let me turn and see what's behind me. See if you can see all those huge mountains behind me. Why do you need to go off the trail? Yeah, it's a little bit rocky, but it's part of the fun. Many of the roads and trails that crisscross their way across this place were created back in the late 1800s or the early 1900s as wagon roads to support the local gold mines. On the north end near Pile Hill, Kingston sprang up as the mining camp that supported mines with names like Moose, Margaret Olive, Jackrabbit, and London. In the south, the mining camp of Alice started out as a cluster of 15 to 20 tents, supporting the mines around St. Mary's Glacier. The Alice Mining Company was so successful after their first year that in their second year, 1882, they built miners' cabins and a mill. By 1903, the population of Alice had nearly doubled to between 50 and 60 people. The mines in the area were so successful that in 1908, the mill was updated. As with most mines in the area, however, the value of gold just couldn't keep up with the expensive mining, and by 1915, the mines around Alice shut down, leaving only memories. The former postmaster and his wife were two of the very few who stayed behind with the silence and the memories. But then in 1934, when the price of gold jumped from $20 to $35 an ounce, Alice experienced a renaissance. The miners' cabins were re-roofed, the mill started operating again, and this town bustled back to life. As with most mining towns, the prosperity didn't last, and by 1939, Alice was practically a ghost town again. Today, as you drive across the silence of the Alpine tundra, if you listen very carefully, you might still be able to hear the quiet echoes from those historic mines. For many years, this quirky collection of rocks that have been brought from all around has accumulated at the overlook to Loch Lomond. This place is also rumored to be the summer vacation home of the monster of the loch, the Lomie. Welcome to the rock house at the Loch Lomond overlook. Woo! You can climb up here, but I'm kind of wearing my stupid shoes. Local lore has it that if you bring a rock from somewhere else and place it here, you'll have good luck. You'll also get a beautiful view of Loch Lomond.
Go down there and get naked and take a shower in the waterfall for views.
Yeah, I don't know if that would get us views or banned.
The girls would just be all over it.
They'd get us banned. Neither one of us really wanted a cold alpine shower, but the loch looked like a beautiful place to enjoy lunch. And maybe we could catch a glimpse of the elusive Lomie, a prehistoric Plesiosaur rumored to live in the loch. The loch itself is only about a mile from that viewpoint as the crow flies. If you hike it, you can get there in less than 2 miles. But if you drive it, you're talking about an almost 6-mile journey on rough roads. And so we started down the mountainside. See this crazy old tree? All these dead trees?
Awesome. Look at the ones that are alive. The trunks look
Yeah, I mean they don't look that much different. I mean, these have got to be
Yeah.
ancient bristlecone pine.
I've heard they can live 1,000 to 2,000 years old.
These are cool.
Back to the time of Jesus.
I believe it. Those ancient bristlecone pines made us feel almost like we were driving through a Dr. Seuss book. A perfect start on our adventure towards the loch to try to discover an elusive mythical creature. Once you leave behind the enchanted forest of bristlecone pines, you'll find that the road down to St. Mary's is pretty easy. Just expect a lot of loose rock and a handful of steep switchbacks. We then took a quick jaunt through the edge of St. Mary's till we found the trail to Loch Lomond. Well, we made it all the way to Loch Lomond. It was just a short trail we saw at the end that we thought looked like a nice place for lunch. We could see it from the rock cairn or rock mound or whatever you want to call it on top of Kingston on the road back down from Kingston Peak. We thought that would be a great place for lunch, but it is over 11,000 feet here. So I don't know whether our cooking at a camp stove is going to work well or not. It might take a little longer, or we might be having chewy noodles. But it's beautiful. This is just a really quick and easy lunch. Well, when you can boil water fast, it's a quick and easy lunch. It's just a pasta side like Parmesan with noodles, and then I added canned chicken to it, so it should be pretty good, because how often do you do something like that on trail?
Oh gosh, that's good.
Is it?
Everything's good at 11,000 feet with a waterfall in front of you.
It is a lot better that way, isn't it?
Yep.
After lunch, Bill, the dogs, and I took a short walk to the waterfall, always keeping an eye on the still waters of the loch in case the Lomie happened to be home. For the majority of our party, the walk to the waterfall was a pretty easy and fun one. But for the smallest number, this was a pretty darn big challenge. You're almost there? You can do it? Nice job, buddy.
Just see the wheels turning and green up ears again.
Surprisingly enough, this falls has no official name, but it doesn't need a name for you to enjoy it. While enjoying this beautiful place, we never did see any water stirring on the loch. Perhaps Nessie's cousin, the Lomie, had gone home to Scotland for a visit. Although the loch would have been a peaceful place to camp, we had an appointment tomorrow with Redcone, and so it was time for us to head south towards the Hall Valley and the South Platte River. The first step, just getting back to St. Mary's Glacier along the Loch Lomond Trail. After airing up in St. Mary's, it was another 50 miles on asphalt, up and over Guanella Pass, where we encountered this peculiar sight. And then onto County Road 60, where we promptly aired down again, so we could drive further along the North Fork of the South Platte River to find dispersed camping for the night. This dispersed site wasn't just a great place to enjoy dinner, It was also only a short walk upriver to see this extraordinary sight. But for now, this massive beaver dam, this is where we leave you. But not before we leave you with a brief glimpse of the adventure that lies ahead. You might think with a name like Red Cone that this would be a cinder cone from an old volcano, but it's not. It's actually just a weathered old mesa top that happens to go up to 12,743 feet in one place. Oh, and don't mind the 1,000-foot drop-offs you'll find here and there. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And until we see you again next time, make sure to go out and find your own adventure. So Bill, we're currently at the top of Red Cone, going down you may not be able to tell it, but this goes like straight down.
Can't see the bottom.
No, I can't see the bottom. And you're doing what up here?
I'm talking to my friends.
You're talking to what friends?
Will from Defiant Off-Road.
Who else?
Simply Must Go.
So Matt from Simply Let's Go and Will from Defiant.
I'm trying to type at 12 degrees pitch.
At least it's only 12 degrees because it's going to get a lot steeper.
Maybe
here
I
in a
should
minute.
save it for later.
Yeah, let's save it for later, shall we?